Hi, good morning. I'd like to tell you one beautiful story before I begin. My grandmother was survived for more than 95 years of age. She was very strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. In my hometown, she took care of our entire family with her gracious presence always. During my graduation days, I had to stay outside of my home, a different city, and I was staying in a hostel. One day, I got a message from my home asking me to come to home immediately because my grandmother was not keeping well. And I immediately took the decision and I reached home after a couple of hours. While I reached home, I saw a lot of people were gathered in front of my house, and while I entered, I directly went to my grandmother's room and I saw with my surprise that my grandmother was lying on her bed. She looked pretty weak and dull. And the people around her, mostly our near and dear ones and neighbors, they were sobbing at the corner, and few were trying to feed her some food or make her drink little bit water with spoon, thinking that that was her last stage. I felt really sad, and while I came outside of the room and I saw a couple of people were talking how to arrange for the last rites of her. Even one of her auntie, she was a very progressive lady, and she was trying to contact a couple of people for the funeral activities that we would have to perform at that point of time for my grandmother. After a few hours, I heard some ladies came out of my grandmother's room and told us that my grandmother was feeling slightly better and she started responding well. And then I immediately rushed towards my grandmother's room, and with my surprise, I saw my grandmother was sitting comfortably and having little water and little bit of food. And after a couple of hours, she became normal. After that incident, in fact, my grandmother survived for 3 years. Can you believe that? Yes. And after a few days, when we asked my grandmother what was the secret behind her recovery, then she was quiet for some time and she smiled. Then she told it is all because of her aspiration to attend the marriage of her one of the grandchild. At this moment, I would like to tell you that my grandmother had many grandchildren and she wanted to attend most of the grandchildren she could, and one was left out in her bucket list. Actually, at that point of time, while she was on the deathbed, probably she was telling herself to get herself healed, to fulfill her goal, her aspirations, and her body intelligence listened to that and it worked perfectly fine, and she recovered. That is the power of our self-healing. Let me tell you 4 powerful tips how we can improve our self-healing and we can live a very healthy life. First tip I would like to mention with another beautiful incident. It so happened that in London, in a Portobello Road, a lady called Marisa Peer. She was around 60 years of age. She survived from a horrific road accident. One of her leg was fractured and it was broken into 14 pieces. While doctor saw her, doctor told her it will take at least 6 months to cure, and there is a possibility that she might have to work in a limbed condition for life. But Marisa Peer was very strong mentally and physically as well, and she told herself a very powerful command that is nothing but self-healing instruction, which I am going to reveal to you, and I want to give the whole credit to her. It is called DICCC technique. It is called direct, instruct, command, compel, and code. Whenever we face any critical situation, we have to direct our mind and instruct it so that it will get the command from us to do something to heal ourselves, and it will compel to do that, because once it compel to do it, then it will try to code it. Basically, it will strategize and do the activities to heal the body. That is called DICCC technique. So actually our body has all the cells, and inside the cells it has intelligence, and our mind give the command to activate those intelligence. So in case of Marisa Peer, when she applied that DICCC technique, she told each and every body cell to heal herself, and can you believe she got recovered within 6 weeks instead of 6 months. And after that she became a very big influencer, and she promoted her learning, her experience and this technique to many thousands of people around the world, and helped a lot of people. Tips number 2. We have to love ourselves without any expectation and without any prejudice. So when we start loving ourselves, that is a gift we are giving to ourselves, and we have to love people around us without judgment and without any expectation, and it will create a lot of positivity inside our every body cell. We have to make that positivity spread across the body, and will embolden the self-healing power inside us. The next tip is, don't scare yourself by any kind of negative thoughts, because when we create any kind of negative thoughts inside our body, or anything that we say negatively, like if we bring any fear or hatred or anger inside our mind, indirectly we are creating negative affirmations, and it will definitely work like the positive affirmations. So we should not scare ourselves with any kind of negative thoughts. And the last but not the least is, when any kind of negative thoughts comes and we have to apply one image, what is that image? We have to make ourselves prepared with a beautiful incident or a scenery, like a beautiful sunrise, waterfall, whatever you like, a blue sky, or the sound of beautiful birds, or the sound of water. Any kind of beautiful scene or image you have to create within your mind and preserve it. So when any stress comes, any negativity comes to your life, any adversity comes, at that point of time, just bring that image in front of you and you can easily strengthen your mind and make yourself strong. That's how you can improve your self-esteem. So these are all 4 stronger tips I have given to you. I wish you have a wonderful day ahead and a healthy life. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel, share this video with your friends and family members.